Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on real quick, say this is episode 46 part 2, so the next scenes you'll be seeing will be literally right where I left off from episode 46 part 1, and I'll leave up here the link to part 1 if you're just happened upon this video and haven't seen part 1. That way you can click on it, watch it, and then come back to this one. I hope you guys are doing great. It is a beautiful day today. Try to go out and enjoy it and watch those blood sugars. So here's the next part of the video. That is not on. And I looked and I noticed it was from the date of my surgery that it stopped. They messed with my pump. Remember me telling you I thought they messed with my pump? Well, they did. And I didn't catch it until today, thanks to her ass. But let me just tell you, that's about all she did, okay? And then she kept saying, no, you don't keep your pump in sleep mode. I said, yes, ma'am, I do. And I'm saying yes, ma'am, to a woman. I am a 50-year-old woman, okay? I'm showing her respect that she's not showing me. So that starts that right there. But anyway, I said, yes, ma'am, I do. I said, but I had thought that they had messed with my pump. I said, and obviously they have. And she goes, well, it's showing here. I said, well, what I want you to know, you just don't know, y'all. I mean, it's hard to make me mad enough to say something. I mean, it's not hard to make me mad or irritate me, but it's hard enough for me to actually stand up for myself. I mean, you gotta be pushing it. And she says, well, right here, I go, well, what I want you to do is you take that War and Peace book of notes you just printed out on my Tandem T-Slim right there, and I want you to go back, and I want you to tell me the date that I was taken off of sleep mode. Well, it's showing here, and then she said the date, and I said, yep, and I already had it pulled up, waiting for her to say it. I said, look, date of surgery. I told y'all they messed with my pump. I said, but I'm greatly appreciative that you told me that. I had no idea, and I turned it back on sleep mode. I said, that can explain a lot. I said, plus I had a UTI, and everything. And she goes, well, and I said, well, like I said, go back from the time I have had this pump. I have had it on nothing but sleep mode. I said, that's all I've had it on because that's what works for me. Well, we don't recommend. I said, I know you don't recommend a lot of stuff. I said, I'm sure you don't. I said, but a lot of people have to, not everybody fits in a box. I said, we're all different and we all find, I said, but I'll be sure and put on my YouTube channel what you've said here since you're representative Tandem and things like that. And I said, and I can tell you this, I asked them to send my strips to the place I get my pumps from because the Express Scripts can suck it. They want you to have your stuff sent there, then they don't carry what you have it sent. You say what you have sent there, and so they just don't fill it. They just don't fill it, don't let you know, nothing. And I said, but I was doing better when I was calibrating my pump, my G6, and she had her back to me at the time. I said, my G6 at least once a day. I said, because I'm so brittle. And y'all, when I say she yelled, you don't ever calibrate it. You don't ever calibrate your G6. And I went, that's not true. You never calibrate it. If you calibrate it, I mean, she does like this move right here. You will mess it up because of the way it's set up from the place. And I go, that's not what G6 says. G6 says that you don't have to calibrate it, but you can, and you should calibrate it if the symptoms aren't lining up. If your symptoms aren't lining up with what your blood sugar has. I said, and since I'm so brittle, that when I do that, they're accurate. Well, that's not. No, you never calibrate. Now, these are the words this woman's using to me, and I am telling you when I say, Google it. I'm going to put it right here, too, for y'all, what it says, okay, about it. And she starts yelling at me, and I'm like, well, I start karate chopping back at her, and I said, well, that's what I do. And when my pump says that I'm 85 and I feel like it's high, and I check it, and my blood sugar is 354, I calibrate it, because that's what it says to do. I'm like, and I'm so brittle that I have to calibrate it. I said, but I haven't been able to because I haven't been able to get my strips. You know, so I'm running low on strips, so I can't calibrate it. And she just went over this whole time that I didn't need to calibrate it, that I was not supposed to calibrate it. I was messing it up by calibrating it and everything. I said, no, if you calibrate it too much, you can mess it up. And I said, it says it all in the books. I said, and all in the videos you can look up and things like that. I mean, she like yelled at me and then tells me that I need to get a G6, but to wait till Tandem is approved for use with the G6, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I said, no, I'm good with my G7. I said, no, I'm good with my G7. Oh, no, you need to get a G6. G7. I said, why do I need to get it if I'm doing fine with it? If I start feeling like I need a G7, I will get one. But right now, I'm good with my G6. I know how to work it. I know it's fine. The size is fine for me. Well, the warm-up time, if it's only 30 minutes, where the other one's like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then you won't be out of control. I said, I'm not out of control during that time. Why? Because I prick my finger during that time. You know, I'm okay with that. I know some other people may not be okay with it, but I am. You know, I'm like, just like a damn car dealership, people, like vultures. That's all. I mean, it's amazing. And I love my pump, y'all. I love this pump. I love it with the G6. If it didn't work for me, I wouldn't say it did, nor would I be keeping it. But I told her, I didn't get this pump because of him. I said, I never expected the doctors that did my surgery to have any knowledge of my pump. And obviously they didn't have very much knowledge of it because they couldn't figure out how to turn it off, but they managed to mess up my settings on it. Because he couldn't get this pump and work it. So why would I think that they could? And I said it in front of him. And then he goes on about the immunizations and all this kind of stuff. And but you just don't believe? You don't believe what they said about the immunizations? You don't like it? I said, look back at my chart. Will you please just look back at my chart? Since I have seen you, I have never gotten one of the immunizations you've ever told me to get. I have never. I have my reasons. They have nothing to do with anything other than I don't want to take any more shots, and I don't believe in mixing. Every year I come in and you have added, there are now 12 immunizations that you say you require for us to have. And next year it'll be 13 because you've added something else to it. I don't believe in mixing all those immunizations together. I just don't. But my main concern is, and it really pissed him off when I told him I didn't get the COVID shot. And if that bothers y'all, then get off my page. Get off my YouTube channel. I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me if you got the COVID shot, so it shouldn't bother you that I didn't. I mean, it's personal preference, people. So, I mean, you know, and when your doctor is doing that, and there's a pattern. I don't get immunizations because it's a shot. I don't like shots. I don't really care about the immunization. And I caught COVID, and I did fine. And you know how I caught COVID? I caught COVID from over 200 people. I was two of 202 people who had not taken the COVID shot this entire time. And last year, I caught COVID from 200 people who were fully vaccinated. They all caught COVID and gave it to me. And guess who did the best with the COVID? I did. And I told him that, and I said, and now I'm immune. I said, now I have an immunity, or my immunity's built up. So if I were to catch it again, which I doubt I will, but if I did, and I could, I mean, you know, I'm very aware of that. I said, I will probably do even better with it. You know, I said, but it doesn't have anything to do with that or what you think or whatever. I don't take unnecessary shots. I don't like it. I've had so many surgeries, so many shots, have to get blood taken. I hate it. It's a phobia of mine, you know? But I mean, and that just hair lips his ass to no end. Well, I'm sorry. You know, it's a personal preference. I mean, his job is to offer it to me. My job is to either take it or not take it. You know, it's not his to figure out whether or not I'm a conspiracy theory. I don't know what the hell he thought. I mean, it's a massive phobia of mine. You know, I don't like it, so I don't get them. You know, but that. So, but to make a long story short, they agreed that they thought that my hemoglobin A1C was lower than that this was a reflection of the last week and not that of the rest, especially going through and looking at all my Tandem info and all that for my pump. So what I wanted to tell y'all was just, please do your research. Please don't listen to these people. Just because they say that they're educators does not mean they're educated. I mean, everything she told me about the Dexcom, which, by the way, she's not a representative of my understanding of this. She's just the pump educator, but whatever. And I would hope she's not, because I would think Dexcom would be pretty pissed, which, by the way, I'm going to call Dexcom tomorrow, and Tandem, when I'm more calm and I can talk about it, because I am. I'm going to report her, what she said, because it is a lie, a bold-faced lie, what she said. But don't, just do your research, do your due diligence, please. I mean, it's just, it's very disheartening, you know? And I think to myself, y'all have done nothing to help me other than do the prescription. And like I said, I can always get it done through my regular primary care manager, but I feel like it'll go through better if it's with the endocrinologist. So I am going to start sincerely looking, like, to see if I can find somebody that's good, not that just takes my insurance, but is a good endocrinologist, and does it on an individual basis, because everybody's different. All diabetics are different. So it's just upsetting. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, I'm mad as hell. I come out of there mad as hell most of the time anyway, but to have that woman, you know, speak to me that way and lie. And I mean, I kept saying, that's not true. And she kept tomahawking and chopping and kung fu fighting, you know, and I mean, So, I'm just going to do and handle it the proper way, and I'm going to contact Dexcom and Tandem T-Slim. So, and just let them know that they need to educate their educators a little more, because they're saying falsities to people that aren't true. I mean, that's just a bold-faced lie. But anyway, I'm doing okay. As far as, I mean, I've been having real bad headaches. I think I may be getting migraines. I don't know. Back's been hurting me, and having some cramping, but I'm okay. I know I don't look okay right now. I'm just tired, flustered, and upset. That's just kind of how it goes. And when I get upset, I get red and flushy, you know, and stuff like that. It just, it infuriates me, because, I mean, I think to myself, how many people have they insulted and bombarded with the way they say things and the lies that they are telling? You know, I mean, it makes me feel bad for other people that they would, you know, do that. It doesn't help to do that. And it's a lie, you know. But anyway, that was my experience today. I hope y'all are doing good. Remember, I'm still trying. I still believe, you know, be kind to one another. I mean, I was as kind as I could be. I gave kind as kind was given. So, and I was still kinder to him than I should have been. You know, try to be kind to one another. Like I say, it still doesn't mean you don't have to, you know, can't stand up for yourself, you know. But don't take life too seriously. Nobody ever makes it out alive. Laugh, be sarcastic. And as always, be the reason somebody gets drunk today. I will talk to you guys later. BI.